Mr. President, enough is enough. Innocent Americans are dying, and you only have yourself to blame. Fulfill your oath of office, reverse your policies, end this crisis, and stop the suffering.
That was Katie Britt, the freshman Republican senator from Alabama who delivered the rebuttal to President Biden's very powerful State of the Union. MAGA Republican Senator Britt, who you saw there, chose to deliver her rebuttal to President Biden in a kitchen and gave this overly dramatic and universally panned speech that many are saying could actually even end her career. It was so bad. Here's another portion, just so utterly dramatic and just very, very strange stuff. Here, play this clip.
Meanwhile, the Chinese Communist Party is undercutting America's workers. China is buying up our farmland, spying on our military installations, and spreading propaganda through the likes of TikTok. You see, the CCP knows that if it conquers the minds of our next generation, it conquers America. And what does President Biden do? Well, he bans TikTok for government employees, but creates an account for his own campaign. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Look, we all recall when presidents faced national security threats with strength and resolve. That seems like ancient history. Right now, our commander-in-chief is not in command. The free world deserves better than a dithering and diminished leader. America deserves leaders who recognize that secure borders.
As I watch that, it's just bafflingly odd, but I guess that is MAGA. One more portion of the rebuttal that I'm going to play for you. Again, I apologize for even having to show this to you, but here, play this clip.
I never could have imagined what my story would entail. To think about what the American dream can do across just one generation, in just one lifetime. It's truly breathtaking. But right now, the American dream has turned into a nightmare for so many families. The true, unvarnished state of our union begins and ends with this. Our families are hurting. Our country can do better. And you don't have to look any further than the crisis at our southern border to see it. President Biden inherited the most secure border of all time. But minutes after taking office, he suspended all deportations, he halted construction of the border wall, and he announced a plan to give amnesty to millions. We know that President Biden didn't just create this border crisis. He invited it with 94 executive actions in his first 100 days.
Here's what Alysa Farah had to say, former Trump White House aide, about MAGA Republican Senator Britt's rebuttal, just how weird it was, how it was strangely staged in a kitchen like this. Here, play this clip.
But I've got to say, the staging of this was bizarre to me. Women can be both wives and mothers and also stateswomen. So to put her in a kitchen, not in front of a podium or in the Senate chamber where she was elected after running a hard-fought race, I think fell very flat and was confusing to some women watching it. I think that was a missed opportunity. I think her focus on the border, on the economy, that's what Republicans wanted to hear. The substance of her remarks, great. The staging, just very, very bizarre.
And some on the internet now are having fun with this and putting the Twilight Zone music to the back of it, or playing this music to the back of it. Here, play this clip.
Mr. President, enough is enough.
Here's what Daily Beast had to say about this. Official GOP response to the State of the Unions has Republicans losing it. One Republican operative, many sources have said, but one Republican in particular said, quote, "Everyone's effing losing it." And that source requested anonymity to discuss the private conversations. This is one of our biggest disasters ever, and that says a lot because you've got Donald Trump doing this.
These are not muscle guys here, they're muscle guys up here, right? And they calmly walk to a seat. Ding, 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 ding. They've only got 17 seconds to figure this whole thing out, right? Boom. Okay. Missile launch. Pshing, boom. It's the most and
that's the MAGA Republican Party for you. This is what talked about in the Daily Beast. As President Joe Biden continued mingling on the House floor after his State of the Union speech Thursday night, Senator Katie Britt, Republican from Alabama, delivered the official Republican response, a stern but bizarrely delivered rebuttal that focused heavily on immigration and the economy. The freshman senator is considered a rising star in the party, but her speech's intense tone with an over-the-top dramatic cadence that was delivered in the kitchen left political operatives and observers struggling to make sense of it. In particular, some Republicans watched the high-profile speech with a grimace. A GOP strategist told the Daily Beast that Britt's performance quickly became a gossip item on Thursday night among Trump-linked operatives, something that could have potential implications for her consideration as a vice presidential pick for Donald Trump. Everyone's effing losing it, the Republican said, requesting anonymity. It's one of the biggest disasters ever. The setting of the kitchen table, more so the kitchen than the table, for Britt's speech also left some seasoned Republican strategists confused. Senator Katie Britt is an impressive person. She ran a hell of a race. Alysa Farah Griffin, a former Trump White House communications advisor and Nikki Haley's supporter, posted on X, but I do not understand the decision to put her in a kitchen for one of the most important speeches she's ever given. Olivia Perez Cubas wrote, who's the former spokesperson for Haley's 2024 bid, said in a post on X that while Britt is incredibly impressive, unsure why she felt the need to deliver the State of the Union response from a kitchen. Tim Miller, a former Jeb Bush aide turned ex-Republican, called the kitchen setting creepy and said it made former Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal's much maligned response to Barack Obama's 2009 look like the finest hour speech. And again, there you have it, folks. You've got that. And just one more time, let me show you one of the highlights of President Biden's speech. Play the clip.
But now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. It wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote. A former president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable.
I love showing that contrast right there. Let me know what you think in the comments below, but everything is going wrong with MAGA, the party of Donald Trump, made in his image. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.